Hey people, I'm back, and this Tramadol Withdrawal video is basically a Q&A for me to try to just answer some questions that my viewers have left for me. I do my best to try to answer them once I see the notification come through, but yeah, if there's any I might have missed, I'm gonna get into that now, discussing that. This isn't gonna really take that long. I'm just gonna try to jump into that and answer your questions, as quick as I can with that, not take up too much time. Okay, jumping right into that, this one viewer had mentioned she said she was scared because she said, would she get seizures? Now, I've been through this probably coming out of the withdrawal thing about 5 to 6 times, and yeah, that's a lot. And I gotta tell you, it never gets any easier. The symptoms are still always the same. You always go through it bad. It never gets any easier. And honestly, I've never had any issue with seizures, but honestly, do not quote me on that. I mean, I think you'll be fine. I don't really see any worry about having a seizure, but don't fully quote me on that, because I mean, just because I haven't had any, I've never had that issue, that might not be the case for you. Like, one of y'all might end up getting a seizure out of it. I don't know. Coming out cold turkey, you never know how your body's gonna respond to not having the opiate receptors, that your body needs. So I don't know. I mean, but I think might be more worrisome for somebody that does have seizures that runs in their family, or that has a history of getting seizures. I would avoid going to clubs or like a rave. Yeah, they do still have underground raves, surprisingly. But I would avoid clubs, where there's like strobe lights going on or whatever. I would avoid shit like that. Anything that's gonna set off a seizure. But I think you'll be fine. I don't think that would be an issue, anything to worry about. Okay, as for being afraid. I mean, yeah, of course, anytime you come out, go through withdrawals, cold turkey, don't take anything behind it, there's going to be some kind of fear, like, how's my body going to react, or, like, am I going to have problems with my heart, or, what am I going to experience, it's always a fear of how your body's going to react to not having that substance in your body, just like your body withdrawing from it. But that's what the other stages are. That's where the diarrhea and the hyper problem and the insomnia, that's what your body's experiencing, is going through that. So that's the symptoms with that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about that. So try not to worry so much. If you are, maybe you could speak with a physician to be on the safe side. That's all I can tell you with that. Okay, going into another viewer, he asked a question. He said about the two supplements that I had mentioned, which was the valerian root and which was the melatonins. He asked when to take these, and if you take them together, and basically what the dosage was. For that, I would basically say, don't go. I mean, normally I would go by what the bottle says, but if you're using them to come out of withdrawals, I would recommend taking it at least 3 times a day, not just at bedtime. Take at least 2 to 3, about 2. I would say 2 of the valerian root and 4 of the melatonin, and take this every 6 hours. I would say the first 2 to 3 days. Coming into the 4th day, I would say drop down to taking it twice a day for at least like 2 days into like day 6. Then the 6th day, I would say just drop down to once a day. I mean, once at night. Just take it, both. Take 1 capsule of each. Or I would say take 1 valerian root at night and then take 2 melatonin at night. Drop down to that. And take that daily, like once every night when you get to that point. So I would recommend the doses on that, because you don't want to go by the bottle, because you're not taking it for a regular, just a sleeping aid, relaxation aid. You're using this for withdrawal. So you always have to go pretty much like double your dose on whatever you're taking right now. That's what I found works for me. You have to play with it a little bit to see what might work for your body. Because everybody goes, like I said, everybody goes through withdrawals different. So you might have to take a little bit more or a little bit less than what I'm recommending to you. But it's not going to hurt you, because there are herbal supplements on that. Okay, so that's the dosage on that. As for what I stated in another previous video, which was the kratom. Before quickly, before I get into the kratom, I want to say really quick with the Imodium, if you do decide to take the Imodium or like an anti-diarrhea medication, which that will help a lot. If you decide to go with that, I would say go more. I would take double than what the dose also says on that, because remember, again, you're using it for withdrawal, not just like a regular, for regular diarrhea. So I would just double the dose on the diarrhea medication, or probably if it's pill form, probably if it says take one, then take two, or take even three, the most. Same thing with Imodium. If it's liquid, if it says take 1 tablespoon or whatever, I'm just guessing like what it says on the bottle, because I don't have the Imodium bottle in front of me, or like the pill, whatever. But whatever it's telling you, take at least 2 over it. Double it. Like I'm saying, whatever it tells you to do, double it, or even go like a triple, go an extra over that. Like if it's pill form and it says take 2 pills, take like 3 or 4. And like I said, this is just for like the first 2 to 3 days to get you past the 4 days. That's the crucial. That's it. Once you get past this 4 days, it's kind of like you just went over a hurdle. It'll start getting a little bit easier. Then slow down your doses on that. But like I said, play with it a little bit. See what helps with your body. What's working for you. You could tell if something's working, or if it's not, then take a little bit more than what it's telling you to take. Now for one of the last things was, in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that in the mail that I was waiting for my kratom, and I finally got that, which this is it right here. This is how it comes. It's a 1 ounce bag. Like I said, this is the red vein. Comes in a powder form. As you can see, I still haven't opened it yet. I still haven't messed around with it yet, because I'm not up to that point of needing it. I would stick with this. For me, it's mostly I have it around for like pain, because I'm gonna need something for pain once I'm past the withdrawals. So, because I can't just go cold turkey and not take anything at all, I'm gonna need something, because I'm still gonna go through pain. So if you're a kind of person like that, in my situation, I would probably get 2 bags of these. Keep 1 to use for now to help you with the withdrawals, because it really helps big time. And another bag to use like when you're out of the withdrawals to help you with your pain. This also has a bit of for those of you that like the euphoric feeling, which I'm going to admit, I'm one of those people. I like the euphoria out of it. I'm not going to lie. This also, if you're wondering, yeah, you will get a euphoric feeling from this powder. And the doses, I'm going to explain to you the doses from this. Okay, so the doses for this, there is many different ways of consuming this, because it is also an herbal powder. The 2 most common would be capsule form, which you would have to buy the capsules, empty capsules, which you could probably get online for a few bucks, a big bag of empty capsules. Just get a regular paper plate, dump the powder in the middle of the paper plate, and just start scooping it into the capsules, as tight as you can, and pop them shut. The dose on those, I would say probably take 1 to start out with. Again, you'd have to play with it and see, what works for you. You might have to take more than 1 capsule, depending on the size of the capsules. Probably you might have to take 2 at one time. But, that would really work if you got the money for that. Also, the second way of consuming this would be the easy way, which I call the shooter. You get a cup like this, a medicine cap, from any bottle of medicine, Tylenol, liquid Tylenol, whatever you got, that has the measurement cup on it. You want to look to make sure the cap does, most of them do, but make sure the cap says a half a teaspoon on one side and 1 teaspoon on the other. What you want to start out with is the half teaspoon. Okay, you fill the powder to that line, and put your favorite drink in it, whatever you want to drink. It doesn't matter, hot, cold. Fill it up to the top, and just shoot it back. That's what you got to do. If you do it hot, you could do it kind of like a tea. If you want it hot, chase it down like a little sip of tea. Or, drink it cold, chase it down with soda, your favorite juice, or whatever. Chase it down. They say I've had people recommend using orange juice, I guess because they don't want to deal with no aftertaste. Which, that's up to you what you want to drink it down with. I don't give a shit. If by chance you do not have one of these caps, just go with, take a teaspoon, fill it with a teaspoon, try to dump a little bit of powder off the teaspoon. It's hard to measure half a teaspoon with a teaspoon. So I would say just to try to dump it out like that, and do the same thing. Get a shot glass or just like a regular small cup, a baby cup or whatever. Or even it could be a big cup. I don't care. Dump it in there. The same thing. Put juice. Put a whole cup of soda, juice, whatever. It doesn't matter. Put as much liquid down in there as you want. Put it in a bowl of soup or something if you want. The whatever you chase it down with, that's your call. And then just chase it down that way. Whatever's easier for you to do. Now with this, like I said, the same thing with everything else. Play around with it a little bit. Start out with the half teaspoon. If you feel like that's not working for you, wait a couple hours. Start with going with teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Try that. It should start working instantly, right away. I wouldn't say like instantly. You got to give it a little bit to, get into your system. Wait a couple minutes, about a half hour, see if it starts to work. It will start to work best. I would recommend all of these actually, is if you take them on an empty stomach. Wait at least like 2 hours after you eat, 2 to 3 hours after, because you take these on a full stomach, chances are the food is the herbs gonna get ingested, soaked up into your food. So it's not gonna have a strong effect as you would like. So I would say if you want the full potency on how these work for you, take them on an empty stomach. They are herbal, so they're not gonna hurt you. So you can afford to play around with them a little bit to see what dose is right for you. Okay, so that's about it for that. Hopefully this helped you, continue your process and your journey, what you're going through. So the ordeal that you have to experience right now. And as long as you have somebody that's supporting you too, somebody that is like a lifeline, somebody that's there encouraging you, helping you through this. That's a big help, that helps you to also get through this, knowing that you have that positivity, to back you, that, you can get through this. As long as you have a positivity in your life, you're not getting so stressed out, people around you. You don't want to be aggravated with people around you aggravating you. It's just going to get worse. After the first, 4 or 5 days, you'll be able to do it. You're going to have bad days through and through. I will be back. I'll be keeping updates with you, like, as the weeks progress. Keeping you updated if you want to know how the days go by. So I'll get back to you guys. I'll keep you posted. Continue. I'll be here. Keep dropping them comments. And I'll answer your questions as best I can. I do my best to try to answer them all right away. But if I don't, give me like a day or two, and I'll get back to you. I'm still packing. It's gonna be still going for like the next 3 weeks. So, but I'm here with you guys. I haven't left you. I'm still hanging around here. And anything else that comes up, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Alright, so good luck. Keep it going. Talk to y'all soon. Laters.